GM.
General Motors.
Ooh, that's not okay. No, that's okay. General Motors. Man, did they fall ass backwards into some great marketing for themselves, eh?
I know. When are they going to take advantage of it?
Well, they did change their logo to just small letters, didn't they?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think that little logo is just the small letters now, and I think that was their first foray into Web3. Could be it. Could be something. When GM NFT?
When?
What's going on, dude?
Nothing much. You know. Stuff.
Friday.
Coffee
time. It's been a week. Looks like there might be a spark of light. Maybe a little bit at the end of the tunnel. Don't know.
Some volume coming back into the market yesterday.
Yeah, not all doom and gloom after all. Very interesting. What's up, Glitches? What's up, Sandman? Native, Faded Native, Bomber, Don Limon. Who dat? So you're one of the Lemon Gang. Cambo, Dexter.
My man, Don Limon.
Bug. What up? What's up, Dexter? How are you guys living this morning? Sup, brah? JCV.
He must be from California. That is, that's what they say before they go surfing.
Is it? You ever been surfing?
No.
Oh, blissful. At least when I went in, I wasn't good. I wasn't trying to be good.
I'm trying to avoid being eaten by a shark, at least in my young age.
Yeah. I mean, shark attacks, stats. We kill more of them than they kill of us, free market.
I've played enough poker. I don't care about the stats. I've seen some crazy.
You're going to get one outed on a surfboard?
There you go.
Dowered ourselves did a thing. They sure did.
Dowered ourselves.
Good call out to anybody who was in on that.
Mike Tyson's favorite.
Mike Tyson approved. They need a face tattoo on one of the Darcels.
Going to the moon with Dowered ourselves. Moon.
I just want to get high today, but it's Friday. I have a job and have shit to do. Yeah.
It's Friday. I ain't got no job and I ain't got shit to do. I'm gonna get high today.
There it is. Sing it.
One of the best movies of all time.
Man, I have not seen that in a long while.
Man, why you ain't ever got nothing in your fridge? You always have cereal, no milk, ham, no burger.
Man, that's a throwback. It's probably been 20 years since I've seen that movie. Crazy. I hate time. I hate talking about time. How far time is.
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm thinking of other lines from that movie that I'm not going to say on the show, as it's very early in the morning.
Have to do a Friday viewing party sometime. Bet on famous artists is the meta.
Look,
cool, man.
Someone's asking us about Meebits. Does that mean this rumor is half true?
I don't know. I saw Google. I've seen Apple, EA. I have no idea. I don't know if people are just making shit up.
Well, here's where stuff gets interesting, all right? The Memoji. Do you know what this Memoji is?
Memoji?
Memoji. Oh, you don't know because you just got your phone. So you may have seen that Apple people have like a cartoony avatar representation of them.
Oh,
and you can make it. Like you go into your phone and it says to make your Memoji and it'll give you you make your face and you can put in all sorts of reactions and send it to people and stuff like that. In FaceTime, you could be your Memoji so that it's not you, it's just your Memoji. And I am thinking about them partnering with known NFT artists to create the avatars in which you are represented in the Apple metaverse. I think Apple is thinking about this. I think Apple is going to be the leader in metaverse technology looking out the next year here. So I would keep a very close eye on Apple computers. I know they are sniffing around in very interesting places.
Yeah, so you could, instead of having your Meemoji, you could have your Meebit.
Right.
That could be kind of cool.
Well, exactly. This would be it. It would be, could you plug your NFTs into the Apple Meemoji system so that it, so that you could use it on FaceTime, so that you could send
and it would be verifiably yours.
And verified.
Dude, that's fucking dope. I love that.
Oh, there's much happening. Web3 identity. Their Web3 identity is very interesting. This is something I think has obvious use case, provenance, provability, and Apple, one of the tenets that they're built on is security. I always tell people, as important as a hardware wallet is to own a Mac. Okay, when you're talking about security for your NFTs, security for your crypto. So Apple thinks about this stuff. Going to be interesting.
Very cool. Yeah, cool. I'm on the Apple train now. Look at me go. Dude, oh, you know what though? I was testing out the camera on this phone yesterday, and it is sick.
Best in the game.
And yeah, man. Well, I actually, we've been messing around with different webcams and stuff like that too. I thought there's got to be a way to use the phone as the webcam, and there of course is. And man, it looks, it's sharp.
Yes.
Not using it right now, but I will be. But then I can't use my phone while it's up there. Not that I really use it anyways. Nobody calls me. Nobody texts me. It's all Discord now.
Oh yeah, I had to turn off those Discord notifications. I just have to say, all right, this is Discord time, and this is not.
Right. Oh man, I completely forgot about this. But when I installed Discord on my new phone, I forgot that the notifications are on immediately, and you get notifications for fucking every single message.
It's so bad you can't even turn off the net because you try to go turn them off, and it keeps sending another notification.
It blocks the settings bar.
Yeah.
Like you have to swipe it off and then hit the settings bar real quick to try and get in there. And the whole time it's just going through. And then I finally got them off and I went to my lock screen and it was like 1,000. And this was in like the 30 seconds that I fucking installed Discord. It was the worst. Oh God, turn that shit off by default. I just imagine, that sound, it just like pierces my skull.
I've overinvested in on-chain monkeys.
Yeah. Well, you're not. At least the price is good. Better.
Price go up. Check price. Price good.
Are the devs doing something?
Yeah, looks like it.
They're doing things.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, you degens. You want to get this MFer going? GM degens, and welcome to the Friday, March 11th edition of the AlphaMint Morning Show, hosted live on YouTube and Twitch. I am your host, R2Degen, along with me by the fabulous FMC.
Hey now.
What the heck is going on, my dude?
Lots of things. R2, lots of things.
Things are happening. Things are going. Things are moving. Things are shaking. Crypto is a little bit higher than it was yesterday, but not higher than it was 2 days ago. The S&P also doing the same thing. And it's Friday. We got the weekend coming up, and it seems like there's a little bit of life back in this market. So we are excited to be up here with you all. How is your Thursday? Thursday, yes. Oh my God. The day that comes before Friday.
It was good. It was a very good Thursday. We were very highly anticipating the orc transition from rogues, from ogres to rogues. Unfortunately, as happens from time to time, Polygon went down. And the Polygon outage, I believe it's fixed now. I know I was at the very least able to bring my orc out of raid late last night, but I believe the orc team was asleep by the time Polygon got going. And I think the main bridge is still down, but there are other bridges you can use right now. Bottom line, it delayed the launch. No fault of the orc team, of course. This is Polygon. This is anybody who is using Polygon right now is affected. So we expect that to get underway today now, as it seems that Polygon is getting back up. So it was supposed to see the new raids go live at 2 p.m. yesterday. We're awaiting exact timing today, but given that it's fixed, I believe it should be any hour now. So that was my yesterday. I was waiting for that, and
yeah, definitely unfortuitous timing for Polygon to go down for them.
But I'll tell you, you go to that Discord and it's like, you know, they say this and then guys are like, all right, cool, we'll wait. You know, we're good. Let's just go, you know, zug, zug, blah, blah. Stark contrast from other Discords where you announce a delay or something, you know, what?
That's all over.
Des do, you know, blah, 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 blah. This org team has earned a reputation that precedes them in P2E and in NFTs in general, because delivering on your roadmap is something that whether you're P2E or not, you have to do, and the org team does it as good as anybody. So.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It was kind of funny. I mean, orcs, I don't want to say they get a pass because I don't think anyone could have interpreted this as their fault, right? It's the Polygon network going down and just unfortunate timing, in the same way that we saw a lot of projects have some issues with their mint going down the other day when Discord went down. It's very hard to communicate when your main platform has been has rugged you or whatever. But I think that there was some maybe fist pumping in the Cool Pets camp about, see, we told you this Polygon thing isn't good. As they've been saying, it's a Polygon issue, and then most people have been saying, well, you know, brands like EtherOrcs have been working on Polygon for quite some time now, and they've had no issues. So maybe giving them something to point at a little bit. Cool Pets actually was, I don't want to say going on a run, but had a little bit of a rebound. It seemed like people were starting to catch the eggs from falling too low, and I think 1.1, 1.2 was a pretty good buy point for a lot of people to start loading up on them. Maybe people who are a little bit more patient. So, but yeah, EtherOrcs should be good to go today. Going to be excited to talk to you about that and see what actually ends up happening and how it affects their gameplay. But again, they always do great things, and I have no doubt that this is going to be a fun leg of the journey in EtherOrcs. Looking at the crypto markets this morning, as I said, ETH is back up a little bit. We crossed over 2,600. Bitcoin is back to 39,420. Nice. But yeah, we're talking in the percent and a half range of rebound from yesterday's show, still down about 7.5% on the week. And yeah, we are just sitting here waiting for it to break one way or another. As we said yesterday, sitting in about the middle of the range that it's been trading in over the past 3, 4, 5 weeks, whatever the situation has been. What do you see? And the S&P is doing some stuff this morning, actually up about 0.5% too. I've been watching that.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting day yesterday because we had a really big snapback rally the day before, but it rallied right into resistance. And bear market rallies into resistance tend to get sold pretty hard pretty soon. And yesterday we came in, it was giving back almost all of what it had gained, and it started to push even lower after the bell opened. By midday, we had started to reverse, and we're actually coming in pretty green today. We're a bit off the highs right now, but the market is at very, very critical resistance. If it can break above this, I think we actually see a pretty big rally of 5%, 6% in the S&Ps, which probably translates to 30% in crypto, given how much more volatile crypto is in general. But the S&P looks like trying to keep a ball underwater right now. Every time it is pushed down, it bounces back very hard. And there's only so many times it can do that before it breaks through. It's like knocking on the door, right? If it keeps knocking on that door 3-4 times, eventually it's going to break through. Now, that said, ball is still in bear's courts. We're under resistance right now. It just feels to me like it's setting up for a bullish move. But until we get above the 813 DMA or excuse me, EMA, exponential moving average, the bears still have a slight advantage here, but looks like it's cooking up bullish to me.
I'm in. You said 30% for crypto, and I'm sold. You heard it here. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's it. Please, what would that be? 3,300. If the S&P rallies 5% next week, you can bet your balls that crypto will rally 30%.
Oh yeah, I'd be looking at
a lot.
I'd be looking at Bitcoin at about 48,000, and yeah, probably 33, 34, 3,500 for ETH right then and there, right?
Yeah,
that's
it happens. And S&P's rally 5% next week is we get some geopolitical news that is favorable to risk.
Yeah, which it hasn't seemed to be. Everything I see on there, unfortunately, is talks break down. You know, third time's a charm, didn't work out, and,
right.
and it looks like Russia has widened their front in the invasion of Ukraine. But
and I say it every day now. It's almost annoying, but that is the backdrop. We're in a geopolitical situation where you can't just go on technicals. So every day I'm kind of giving you what the technical setup looks like, and I have to say, you know, anything could happen on any day. One statement out of Russia or the U.S. or that, you know, whatever it is could get things shaky again. So obviously we have to be on the watch for that.
Yeah, I was actually listening to a podcast the other day, sort of just about the whole situation and whatnot. And they said something that you had said earlier as well, just about that Franz Ferdinand moment, right? Like, humans are involved, humans are nervous, humans are scared, humans are temperamental, and you know, one thing could change the course of history.
Look, mistakes. I mean, that's the problem when tensions are like this. It doesn't take an intentional move to do something. One mistake interpreted wrong could set off World War III, and that's where people get nervous. At the same time, I say it time and time again. The world has not ended yet, and it was going to end 13 times in the last decade or two. So I still fade the most extreme talk about these things, but that doesn't mean we can't. It doesn't mean we can't discount it completely. So.
Yeah, I was definitely most scared of the 2012 Aztec calendar ending. All right, moving on to some news from this morning. Coming out of Decrypt, we have eBay shows investor digital wallet as it explores crypto and other payment options. The e-commerce site began enabling NFT sales last year. We were having a little bit of a conversation about this because my knee-jerk reaction was like, do people still use eBay? But your response to that was, if you were going to go buy collectibles off of somewhere, where would you go? eBay would definitely be my answer. Facebook Marketplace has definitely shifted into the realm of like local sales and whatnot, and it's actually a pretty good place for finding good deals on things you need quickly. But you're totally right. eBay is something that's been around forever. They've maybe slower than some companies making the transition into kind of a Web 2.5, Web 3 world. The idea of paying with crypto is less appealing to me than, you know, the idea of maybe eBay becoming more of a marketplace or all that. But for me, like, you know, I want to hoard as much crypto as possible. For somebody that maybe is sitting on a $25-30 million bag of it, spending, you know, $1,000 of it or $2,000 of it is absolutely nothing. So different strokes, different folks kind of thing. But you think eBay is going to be a big deal, a big player in this, or is this just like grasping at straws at this point?
Well, you know, eBay, PayPal, obviously they spun PayPal off. And it is a very crypto-facing company behind the scenes. We know that they are very interested in crypto. So I don't know if it's a big deal in the mass adoption sense, but I think it's another peg or another domino falling in the whole idea of mass adoption. You know, eBay, Amazon, these Web 2 properties that still provide hard goods to us and stuff, for them to accept crypto, I think would be huge.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of PayPal, never really used PayPal too much in my life, except for now, and it's basically the easiest way for me to actually get money into my bank account now that I'm dealing almost. What's that?
From crypto, you're saying?
Yeah, it's actually great. I mean, they say it takes 3 to 5 business days for the transfer to happen, and it's 0% service charge for it.
Nice.
But it typically ends up taking less than 24 hours. I've actually been more than impressed with that as a kind of throughput of money now that I actually rely on it. And, you know, since I left my job and I'm now doing this, it has literally been the first time I've ever cashed out any of my crypto. I was pleasantly surprised at how painless the process was, because I did try and do it many years ago and it was not quite as simple, but it existed. So yeah, I mean, eBay is you know, again, I like what you said, just another domino kind of falling in it, and eventually there's going to be so many dominoes fall that it just feels like it's everywhere, and it's just natural that it exists. Another huge company getting into the space again is Stripe. Payment giant Stripe launches support for crypto and NFTs. FTX and FTX US also announced they have signed with Stripe for payments and KYC services. Stripe had initially offered Bitcoin as a payment service within its app. It did take it away back in, I think, 2018. So we're going back a little ways now. They're back on the train, though. They're offering the financial services in that bridge from crypto to fiat. The main thing that actually stuck out to me was the KYC services. We're going to talk a little bit about that with the Bored Ape thing that went down yesterday. But as these American companies start to operate in large sums of money, and we look on the horizon of regulation coming, and it is coming. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a bad thing, but we're going to have these intermediary services like Stripe sitting in for KYC, because personally, I would rather give my KYC information to a bigger company. I know people have tons of mixed feelings. I've KYC'd enough stuff that I'm pretty sure all of my wallets are doxed to the right people. But I don't want to give it to just some random site or just some, you know, some sign up service. Like the name Stripe would definitely make me feel a little bit better about it. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but again, another domino, as you put it.
Yeah, exactly. Another domino falling. Stripe is not as US centric as it is in the rest of the world, so I don't have any experience with it in that sense. And but yeah, you know, Cash App, PayPal, Stripe, these are going to be huge crypto players going forward.
Yeah, and Stripe has actually been a really big part of with COVID happening, for people to be able to get online payment services very quickly for their businesses, as people tried to like transition to e-commerce to you know, save their skins as the world shut down 2 years ago. Stripe is a huge player, so happy to see them back on board with this. Some big news for Ethereum coming out. Ethereum 2.0 staking contract now holds 10 million ETH. Ethereum's anticipated upgrade has just hit a key milestone, with depositors adding $25 billion in ETH to the network's contract address. We've been kind of saying when ETH 2.0, when proof of stake for quite some time. These are hitting some big milestones. We're approaching 10% of the circulating supply of ETH being tied up in the staking contract, and we're slowly but surely getting there. When proof of stake actually is going to go live and proof of work will be no more, I have no idea. Again, it's been 6 months away for the last 5 years, as far as I recall. But this is a big deal. 10% of the supply of ETH being locked up in the staking contract is definitely noteworthy, and they're on the right path right now.
The only thing older than the prospect of ETH2 are the jokes making fun about how long it's taking for ETH2 to show up. We get it, guys. We've seen the meme. We've seen. It means nothing. Gas going down. The only reason anybody out there gives a shit about ETH 2.0 is because they think it's going to make gas go lower. Guess what? It's not just on Vitalik to make gas go lower. It's on the devs making the things you buy on Ethereum, and they're doing it really goddamn well. Have you seen gas recently on mints? It's fucking free. And It's not just because gas is low right now. It's because they're making new contracts with better technology, and they'll continue to do so. So we don't need ETH 2.0 for low gas if that's what everybody is hung up on. Let them work. Let Daddy Vitalik work. He knows what he's doing.
Well, it's actually a great point that you're making too, because the devs are learning to optimize their contracts way more. Tighten up the code, make it more compact so that the impetus on using gas is much lower. If I can liken it back to something that I think it was like you watch these video game consoles drop, like any of them, PS4, PS5. From their inception to their final product, maybe their lifespan is 5-6 years at this point. You look at the graphics and the performance of the games and the scale of the games, they get much better as time goes on. And that's simply because as the developers get used to optimizing the hardware, get used to better, compressing code and all of that stuff, the performance actually does improve. We're seeing that happen with devs in the Ethereum space in real time. Not too many months ago, it used to be a bragging point that gas was amazing. You'd do this degen mint, stealth mint, and everyone would be like, "Oh, what's the gas?" And you'd be like, "Oh yeah, it cost me 0.04 to mint 5 of these things." Everyone would be like, "Sweet, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm in." Boom, 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 and that would be now you're talking. You mint 5 of them, and maybe 0.01 in gas is what you're paying, and that keeps getting lower and lower and lower. And it's less of a bragging point now, and more of just a standard.
In 2 different ways too. Not only is the price itself getting lower, but the amount of NFTs that you mint is the same price. They're able to now consolidate it into the same transaction somehow, or whatever. I don't know how they're technically doing it, but gas has been remarkably oppressive since, all credit to Azuki. Everybody claims it's the Azuki contract that people are building off of. I believe it. That thing was, I've read people pushed whatever Gwei they wanted and paid like $8.
Yep.
On that Dutch auction. It was pretty remarkable. So good stuff.
Yeah, the first one that I remember being incredible was actually the original time drop too.
Yeah.
That one was
very good. I don't think it was the same tech.
No, but
I think it was different tech, but yeah, I remember that.
That was that first big, like, oh shit, it's possible kind of thing, right? Like people were sending the gas, and
the new standard it was called after it was.
Yes, that's right. I mean, the biggest thing that I'm looking for in terms of the proof of stake is hopefully we'll be able to just put this environmental concern, at least in the Ethereum ecosystem, to bed. We can yell until we're blue in the face at anybody. The fact is, it does use a lot of energy. It does use a lot of electricity. And as long as that happens, it's always going to be something that somebody points to. And sure, you can compare it to something like YouTube uses as much energy, or, the production plant or anything uses all of it. But people don't care. They just want to say that, well, it does exist and it is a problem. So, I mean, proof of stake is one of those things that now, once it's in, Solana doesn't have an upper hand, and people will be like, we're choosing Solana because of the environmental impact and all of that stuff. I mean, that it's fair. These brands have, a brand reputation that they have to protect. Whether or not you see it as a legitimate argument is kind of here nor there. It is it does use energy. So this is what I'm excited about, hopefully.
If you want to see one of the ugliest charts I've ever seen in my long trading career, you go pull up that Solana daily. Ooh, boy.
What's up? Why are you just like it's peaked?
That's about the headiest head and shoulders I've ever seen.
You're talking which chart?
Midnight Irene.
The 1 day? Am I looking at the wrong one?
You just got to zoom out.
Oh, zoom out. Oh, wait, what time frame are we looking? Like a 1 year? Oh, yeah. Whoop. Okay, I see it.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, Solana has always been kind of viewed as the the VC pump there. So,
and that's the VC dump there.
Yeah, true. We mentioned KYC with Stripe. We're going to be talking about it with the Bored Ape Yacht Club announcement. They tweeted out yesterday, fuck it again. Something is brewing.xyz. You go there. It is a KYC site. And people have had mixed feelings about what is going on there. Their subtweet below is, this has been building over the last 7 months. Animoca Brands will launch the first phase, and there's more to come. P.S. We don't like KYCs either, but we think you're going to want to be a part of this. They also went on to say, quote tweeted their announcement of Animoca Brands P2E game, and they said it's not that. And they also mentioned the token and said it's also not this. So now I think everybody is very confused as to why they're being asked to KYC themselves for something they have no clue what it is. There's been a lot of speculation as to why they would even bring that in there. Obviously, they've been raising money in terms of venture capital for ILYYW, so there might be some pressure there. A lot of people have joked, and as I put it up in the title of this, it's the Bored Ape and the IRS collab. But it's been interesting to watch it all go down and people theorize what this is actually about, because once they took the token and the game that they've been promoting off the table, I actually have no clue. Do you have any theories? Have you seen anything that would imply what's to come from Bored Apes here and why they're asking people to dox themselves?
Unless they were starting their own centralized exchange, I have no idea. Well, I have no clue what even could be remotely out of this team.
I mean, I kind of had a thought that, like, when you're operating in the U.S., any transactions over $10,000, I think you're obligated to report and whatnot. So if it was an airdrop, like maybe it's something in that vein. Airdrops are typically viewed as worthless until value is implied to them, correct?
Right.
So I don't know if that would actually be the case, but I'm a little bit stumped. Guys, if you have any theories, let me know in chat, or if you've heard anything, because I just, once they said Animoca Brands, I figured it was the P2E game, but that's it's off the table. The other curious thing about the site was that you could KYC yourself, but you weren't actually obligated to have anything in your wallet in terms of Bored Apes. So that was another point of contention regarding that. So I don't know. I'm so at a loss right now as to what's going on here.
Yeah, the rumors I've heard are so stupid and out there, I don't even want to repeat them. But
please do, or at least give me one here. I'm grasping at.
Well, I don't even know how it relates to this. So I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know
what I heard. So yeah, no idea what's going on.
Maybe they're airdropping all Bored Ape holders their own yacht. I have no
All I know is the longer we don't know, the better it is for Bored Apes. This company is way too dependent on the roadmap right now, and that worries me. They've gained a cultural premium on Gaio Siri, making them cool. Executing a roadmap is very difficult.
Well, in light of
that little mobile game that they put out for a weekend, what the fuck was even the point of that? Did they get what? I don't even know what is happening.
Well, I think that was the Animoca brand game that they were kind of talking about. I'm not sure, but Bored Ape is sitting at 73 ETH again, not immune to depression in volume, and obviously they had a massive kind of frothy hype cycle there. I don't think that this was to be unexpected. Mutant Apes, though, yesterday kind of had something interesting that you pointed out. A couple hours before the announcement went down, there was actually a quite a large sweep of, I think, did you say 180 ETH?
It was 11 mutants.
Okay.
70 something ETH. I forget the exact amount. Very interestingly timed, since mutants hadn't been moving for a very, very long time. So this is an obvious leak out of ILYYW. Pretty obvious.
Just looking at the volume, it definitely.
If they do this in traditional investments where there's actually laws against it, why wouldn't they do it in an area where there are no laws? It's not even illegal. These aren't securities. You could do and say whatever you want. Maybe you, as the public, the collecting public, would consider it unethical, But it is not illegal.
Definitely suspicious for somebody to just come in and drop, almost $500,000 on Mutant Apes just before that announcement. But the announcement didn't really cause any big swell in price or activity for either of them. I think it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't really move the needle. You can see the volume. The volume spikes there are not even close to what they were a few days before that. And I don't know.
When leaks come out of companies like this, it is not out of the boardroom. It is not from the higher ups. It is not from a founder or a CEO. It is from some peon who gets wind of half a statement and decides, shit, remember that hedge fund that gave me their number and said, call if you hear anything? Give you $15,000. They don't know. There's the same thing that happens with Apple every year. There is $1 billion Apple rumor mill industry. There are numerous sites that are solely devoted to finding out rumors about Apple's next product via its Chinese supply chain. There are agents that go in and offer workers at Foxconn or whatever they're called now, Han Hai, much, much higher than they would ever make in their salary, 10 times, 20 times, 100 times their salary to leak things. Now, when these things get leaked, they're coming from somebody who doesn't see the whole picture. They don't know exactly what a certain part or a certain feature or a certain prototype says about Apple's larger business plans, but they leak it and they get paid a lot of money to do it. And it's the same thing here. I'm guessing that this did not come from somebody who knows what's going on. They just, with their little monkey brains, thought, oh, big announcement coming. Price go up, must leak.
Yeah, definitely probably just the temp that's in there taking minutes for the meeting and just like heard them allude to something. And yeah, for sure. You know what though? Like, I mean, I don't think that this has anything to do with Apple, but you mentioned Apple. I was watching the Defiant Ones documentary. I just started it on Netflix. Have you checked that out?
What's that? Never heard.
It's about Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah.
Iovine,
yes.
Iovine, yeah, there it is. Sorry. It's about the story of Beats, right? And them developing it, getting venture capital, putting this brand out there, just hugely explosive growth, and then the acquisition of Apple. And it was just how all of this was going down, and Jimmy Iovine was like, he called Dr. Dre, and it was just like, I've pretty much got this deal like locked down. We're talking billions here. Whatever you're doing, just stay in your living room. Don't move. Don't call anyone. Don't talk to anyone for the weekend. Like just stay there and watch TV. I don't want to hear from you. Don't tweet. Don't do anything. And like 12 hours later, Dr. Dre is just like wasted with, I think it was Tyrese or something in a studio. And Tyrese is like, newest billionaire, first hip hop billionaire ever. They're selling to Apple. And Jimmy Iovine was just like, oh my God. And like, it was like just pure damage control because they were so worried about Apple pulling the deal because it was leaked so publicly. It was like Facebook Live they were doing this or something like that.
Well, they're lucky Steve Jobs wasn't still working.
Yo, yeah, he would have just like completely crushed it, right?
Yeah, Tim Cook may have a softer heart than Steve Jobs did. No, I mean, I remember when all of that went down. That was a compelling time to be alive.
Yeah, it was wild. Cool documentary. I haven't got too far into it, but it was actually fun to watch. After I just watched the Genius one with Kanye, that was also very.
I thought you were gonna say the Tiger King Doc Antle. That's the sequel to Tiger. Well, not the sequel. It's
season 2. Yeah. No, I still haven't watched that one yet. Unfortunately, Did you watch Tinder Swindler?
No.
Yeah,
I got the gist. The ending was spoiled for me, so I can't sit through the documentary.
Oh, I think I did that. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't? Okay.
No.
Sometimes I have a big mouth. I try not to do spoilers.
No, please. I prefer that media is spoiled for me, then I don't have to sit through.
Fair enough. Speaking of Apple, speaking of Meebits, we were talking about it. We kind of just touched on it in the pre-show, but we'll just do it quickly again. Meebits is going through some weird rumors. The first thing that kind of popped up was Electronic Arts maybe interested in something to do with Meebits. I saw this Danny Ukes tweet. My apologies. I thought I had the actual tweet, not his. Oh, yeah. Meebits rumors are wild right now. Rumor has Electronic Arts and Meebits are up to something. I saw Google. I saw Apple. I have no idea who's pointing to this, but I thought you made a great point in the pre-show that any of these companies that are kind of integrating metaverse style stuff into their current platforms, like Apple, maybe with FaceTime and all of that stuff, maybe looking to do some augmented reality things with your characters. Maybe there's Apple Watch implications in there. Who knows? But Meebits is going through something right now. I'm not really sure. Again, I guess this is a day of rumors.
Yeah, and I'll even tell you the strangest rumor I heard is that Larva Labs is selling punks to Yuga Labs today. They're going to open up the licensing and IP, and punks will have the same rights going forward as a Bored Ape does.
What are the odds that you think that could actually be on the table? Like set a percentage.
This is NFT. This is NFTs. None of these things would surprise me in the least. This is NFTs. This would be a fucking Tuesday. Who knows? This is nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. I feel like there's like some like rivalry there where they wouldn't do it, but maybe anything's possible when you throw the right numbers out there for sure.
All right.
So, moving into just some NFT stuff that happened yesterday. We've talked a bunch about the Dippies in the past. They went on quite a run yesterday. They are sitting at almost a half an ETH right now. They were up there, kind of cooled off to about 0.44. General reaction of these things were, I think, as expected. Maybe even just on the floor, a little bit on the bland side, but they've been doing some work. 6,600 ETH traded so far in them, and they've been having some activity in regards to that. Did we ever do anything about the Dippies reveal here?
No,
I couldn't remember if we did or not. I think it happened on a weekend and maybe went under the radar on the following one. But yeah, I mean, if you got in on the Dippies and held to this point, it's doing all right. I don't know what the long-term prospects for these things are, but looking at the highest last sales, they aren't crazy. I mean, 8.3 for this nice bearded person there, and I think around the same for this eyeball. 8 ETH is the sale there. So Dippies are doing something. You didn't mint any of these? I don't know if we had a huge holding of Dippies in the DGen dojo.
I know a few people did mint them. I didn't mint any. I was very bullish on them. They've had a nice cook. Heroic interviewed them for his show. Andrew did as well. Snoop Dogg was on there. It was a smoke sesh. Gee, I wonder where they got that idea from. And yeah, no, I just want to say that I've been seeing a lot of smoke sessions pop up on Spaces recently. A little credit to Out of Pocket Entertainment would be appreciated. Thank you.
Get some royalties on the smoke.
Yeah, really. Yeah. No. Funny dad. Funny dad.
Yeah. Anyways, the Dippies are doing pretty well right now. So shout out to them. I mean, I think that we talked about it. This is what Cheech and Chong's project should have been.
We wanted them.
Pardon me?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What? Trendsetters, speak on it. You're being put up there in front of the mic. Dowered Ourselves also was talked a lot about in the chat here. People were pointing that out before the mint. Wow, it has cooled off quite a bit since the last time I refreshed it, but it was up to 1 ETH as well, and now down to 0.72. Definitely got a little bit.
Fine, R2. I said, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a dump or anything. It's definitely, the volume gets ahead and then everyone sees an exit point and then you kind of just stop and reset here. But yeah, I mean, somebody was pointing out that the meta seems to be about the artists and the existing artists. So with Dowered Ourselves having a history going on a run, seems like it maybe Cool Man Coffee Dan's Cool Man Universe is up for it, but Josie Bellini was obviously one of the big ones, as well as Cyber Brokers, cooling off a little bit today, but still on just a hell of a run. As well. We mentioned that yesterday, but Dower Darcel's killing it. Maybe just keep an eye out for it. They are approaching that 50% owners to items ratio. And we all know what happens sometimes. Well, not all the time, but sometimes when you cross that, 55%, start to inch up towards 60 as these get redistributed, the supply can get pretty tight around that point. So, yeah. ILYYW, You're Weird was another thing that was brought up. It has fully minted out, sitting at a nice little run. I believe these were 0.1 mint price, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sitting at 0.23 before the reveal that should be going down today. I don't know how much of a dive you did on these. If you checked out the website at all, I know I didn't mint any. I don't think you did. But the art style is pretty wild. Have you seen these being talked about? You see people getting excited about it?
Yeah, I see a lot of people getting excited about it. I see them talked about everywhere. Looks like a veritable cook.
Yeah, I mean the art style is like, I don't know how these end up in a profile picture. Like, there's a lot going on in there, but I mean, they made some honoraries. This is the Snoop Dogg one with his Death Row Records chain there. But
like a peaceful groupie.
Yeah, I think that was it is a peaceful groupie.
Oh,
like,
okay.
for these are like some of the honoraries they put out. No, like, we always talk about brands getting taken off of OpenSea for copying traits. I'm like, ooh, maybe pushing the limits with this one. No, this is one of the honoraries that they had out there. By the way, Crypto Mores did get back up on OpenSea eventually. I don't know if we ever recapped that one, but it looks like they got their shit sorted out. But yeah, I mean, keep a lookout for this one. I see people talking about them. I see people referencing them. The market seems to be shifting towards the floor price is staying low until reveal, and then it just seems to be this approval process by the market that it seems to be more commonplace for prices to go up post reveal now. Is that something you're feeling as well? I mean, we saw it with Loser Club, we saw it with Star Catchers. Like, immediately after reveal, they obviously pre-reveal were holding a higher floor, but it just seems to be like maybe some of this bot arbitrage and flipping before pre-reveal is getting batted down as everyone's kind of undercutting each other to find some kind of edge there, and now it's kind of been held back until after reveal.
And I do think the projects that rally after they reveal all have one thing in common, and that's they're good. So
yeah, I mean, that's also true too. It's a good point, because I think that we're seeing a lot of the trash kind of getting flushed out right now. I'm not going to say that there isn't trash out there or scams or rugs, but they definitely don't seem to be launching into this market. Now it's more of just a consolidation and organization of quality projects with quality artists that are doing good things. The anti-roadmap seems to be one of the big trends as well now too. A lot of these projects are, not teasing out too much and just saying, look, this is where we're at right now. Take it or leave it, but we're a team and we're going to deliver more in the future. And that seems to be kind of in acceptance too.
Yep.
I think I think people are feeling the burn from projects like Pixelmon, where they promise you the world and it just doesn't exist. So speaking of what's that?
I promise, if a project put together a unique preview as good as Pixelmon and ran the same model, people would mint it.
Right. Yeah. Well,
okay. Yeah, please. What are you? Everyone wants shit to go to 10 ETH. Everyone's looking for the thing that goes to 10 ETH, the things that goes to 10 ETH. They will gamble on any of that shit. No one's learned their lesson. Shit ain't gonna change. We're just at the end of of the previous cycle. That's all that happened. We ran into seasonality, cycle ended. Same people will be back next cycle. Not necessarily the same traders, as that was the last cycle for many of them, but many of the same opportunists, cash grabbers, and low effort projects, they're coming right back. Don't worry. They'll be right there for you.
Yeah, Decoy saying Pixelmon was a marketing genius, though. Dude fooled the entire space. I mean,
I don't know how much of a genius you need to be.
Yeah, I don't. Well, there's that, and two, like, I mean, it's one thing to be a marketing genius to get something kind of in the forefront and get some viral traction and grow your project, but I think it's another thing to just outright lie to people as to what exists and what doesn't, because that, I mean, that preview was so far from reality that it wasn't even funny. So I mean, the fact that people are still on Pixelmon is I'm not sure why they're trusting this person too. But I mean, Kevin's still a thing. 70th floor for Kevin, is that still a thing too?
Something is obviously happening today, because Gary Vaynerchuk randomly tweeted 12 hours ago, "Crypto punks will always be the alpha."
Okay.
Just a random statement. There's obviously something happening at Larva Labs either today or over the weekend or next week. It seems there's definitely something going down. I don't know what, but
hey, I mean, with the vagueness of everything that's happening on Bored Apes end of it too, maybe there is some smoke there, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe Animoca Brands is working with Bored Apes to get the Meebits into some kind of game metaverse play. I have no fucking clue, but yeah,
it's just like after NFT NYC, like everyone's gotten together and decided the bull market, the bear market's over, and Yuga Labs and Larva Labs know that they are the ones that get to decide when it starts and stops, and they decided it's enough.
Cool. Well, I support them in their efforts.
Sure. Yes, I back this as well.
Please do it again anytime that they need to, right? But
the ZK roll up token DAO, whatever the fuck you need to say. Put every keyword we love in there.
Yeah, don't even have sentences. Just put buzzwords all in.
Make sure that whatever it is, it's 6 months down the road. Whatever it is, 6 months down the road. That's all we need.
Love it.
Announce it, and it's 6 months down the road.
Announcements of announcements are also acceptable in times like these.
101.
All right. Yeah. And then also revealing today is Super Ordinary Villains. We touched on this. They had a disastrous mint process. The developer was maybe a little bit more on the inexperienced side. They had the allow list that was supposed to go down. It was accidentally made public, and there was also no cap on how many you could mint. You could only mint one at a time, but basically, whitelisted or not, you could go on their site, mint it. It got a little bit more hairy when he tried to execute another contract thing and flipped another wrong switch. They eventually got a hold of it. They paused the contract. They managed to manually add all of the whitelisted people into it, and everybody that was promised a mint ended up getting one. So I don't think there was too many hard feelings there. They did end up selling out. It was rough to listen to this guy talk on Spaces, because he was out there pouring his heart out, pleading with people. It's not a rug, I promise. They kind of made some missteps, and meanwhile, or pardon me, while this the mint was going down and all of the scare was happening, they actually transferred all of the ETH to a Coinbase wallet, which was not a good look, and people were calling rug. Coinbase obviously KYC'd, so difficult to rug through that, but they managed to kind of get control of the situation. Things have calmed down for them, and they're sitting about 40% above mint price. It was a 0.1 mint. The gas was good on it, as we've been saying before, and now they're looking to reveal. I mean, the one thing that was I've seen that's been unanimously liked about it was the artwork. So I think people are pretty excited about it. I know you called this a bunch of Mortys, I believe was the one you're referring to with this.
Yeah, Rick.
I'm not Rick. Pickle Rick. But yeah, anyways, these are going down. I'm actually excited too. I picked up a couple of these, and I've liked what they're doing.
They screwed up on the logo, because, as we know, soy boy is an insult in crypto Twitter, and it just looks like soy is their logo.
I didn't see that, but now I'm not going to be able to.
I know now it just says soy. I kept thinking every time someone brought up this abbreviation, they were talking about Sneaky Vampire Syndicate.
I always see it as store of value.
Commentary on the soy collection.
The general gist of this is that it's a project that is trying to get an actual show and entertainment property up, and that's where the majority of the money is actually going. So
the best IP lawyers in the world exist. Sounds good. Sounds good. For 10,000 Mortys.
I don't see the similarity that much. I'll pull it up. You're probably right. You've watched the show. I haven't. Maybe it's I can kind of see what you're getting at there for sure. And whatever, moving.
What do you have? Lemons in your eyes?
No, that sounds painful.
Lot of mercy.
Kevin is still a 16th floor. Thank you, Cuffed. GMTO, and then drug receipts is revealing today too. Thank you for that. I couldn't find out when their actual reveal was going, but we talked about drug receipts yesterday as kind of a different pretty out there art style and an interesting story too. So I don't have any of those, but I'm pretty excited to see what comes of it because I think they have the potential to look really cool. Again, it all comes down to how they manage the traits, how much time and care they've put into, making these things look really good. And, if they kind of zoomed out on the entire action and are happy with looking at it in like a grid format and whatnot too, because again, the worst thing that comes out of these is that they just all look identical. So.
If the Pixelmon creator came out and promised us that he wouldn't change the metadata on Kevin's, they'd go to 30 ETH tomorrow. But I think that's too big a risk that they change the metadata on all the NFTs, which is why it's sitting between its low and its high, because it's not a bad gamble.
Yeah. I cannot wrap my head around the idea that they would ever touch Kevin. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think that would be.
What have they done that makes sense to you, R2?
Well, I know, but if there's one thing that they can do is just not fuck with Kevin. I mean, it would be the biggest misstep of all, including, all of the patch of grass that somebody paid $10,000 for.
Mm-hmm. Clay Friends, good. Dape is a fake 3D cash grab Doodles derivative. Don't go near it.
Is that what Dape is?
Yeah. They took the monkey from Doodles, put it in 3D, and did it.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, you can't do this. I thought Dape was a different project for some reason. You want to talk about the issues that Squiggles had with Doodles? You're gonna go looking at this. This isn't the right one. I'll move to Dape NFT. 200,000 followers looking at this one and not.
Come on.
That's not gonna fly.
200,000 followers, red flag. Looks like Doodles, red flag. 3D art, red flag. Lots of flags on the play there.
What's the mint details on? Oh God, I hate seeing it. I hate to see it. Dape is only two. Oh, hey, the supply is nice, I guess. Oh, I don't have it up on screen. My apologies. I was pulling it up and I forgot to. But yeah, yeah. I would stay as far away from this one as possible. Dape equals hate plus Doodles. Yeah, the derivative that nobody asked for in the NFT market doesn't need. That's for sure. So, cool. I'm going to throw some tunes on here. I'm going to put a link up in the AM show chat. Just vibe out for the final little bit.
There's already so many Doodles. We don't need any derivatives of it.
Pandar, what is the reveal in 2 hours that just got announced? I saw you typed that into the AM show chat, but I didn't know which one you're referring to. What's going on in the dojo right now? More people talking about Boki.
Oh, what a shit show that is.
Yeah.
Don't get me fired up about that nonsense.
I will try not to. I will try not to. What is thoughts on Cool Cats trying to get in now? What's the floor price on that? I know that they were inching towards 5, but I think they got kind of kicked up from there. Are you still stopping for cool cats, or you kind of taking it off the table right now?
Yeah, I still shop for them.
Yeah. Just being patient, waiting. Oh, 7.5 ETH.
Yeah, fire 5 and 6 ETH offers at the ones you like. That's my recommendation. Man.
Yeah, not a bad play.
Nobody wants that candle cat. That fucking thing has been there.
Just keep getting lower and lower.
I don't know. I think it expires and he relists it, so he's not doing multiple listings. But it keeps going back up. No one's biting. That was actually one of the ones I liked. Not only do I think I would look great in those glasses and shirt, but I have a lot of bright ideas.
Nice. I see what you did there. I like it.
I think that maybe I could put this guy out of his misery.
I feel like maybe this candle on the head trait is actually like it's like buying a house and putting a pool in the back of it. Some people love pools. Some people don't want to buy a house with a pool.
Okay.
If he just didn't have anything on his head, this would be a
You think the candle detracts?
I do personally.
Bothers you?
It doesn't bother me. I would just say I would rather this just be just no hat trait there. These are nice sunglasses. Got a pretty spiffy shirt on there.
Yeah.
Don't need the candle on the head.
You know, it's funny. These are going to 30 ETH this year, and not one person listening to this show would believe it right now as I said it. But I will tell you, these are going to 30 ETH this year. This year, 2022.
I don't see why not. Why not?
Yep.
We have a lot of year to go.
It was max FUD last week for cool cats, and I'm not saying they can't, dip and bounce around here, but this is max FUD. The game was the stupidest thing they ever did, but I just don't think it can take away the cultural premium they've built.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree with that. I mean, I don't think that there was. I don't think there was any good light shown on the development team. I think that was kind of a black mark for them. Maybe some decision-making processes weren't the best.
Yeah.
Leading up to it, everything kind of got strung along. But at the end of the day, as you always say, once these are minted and in the hands of the people, this cat collection belongs to the community. And they are iconic. They are relevant. They're good looking. They're recognizable. And,
wow, look at the multiple eyes on the floor there. Yeah, some double eyes on the floor.
These guys.
Yeah, that's when they get rarer as they have more eyes and mouths.
Oh, is there like a 6 eyes?
Yes. I don't know if it's 6, but there's more than that.
I haven't dove too deep into all things cool cats. I mean, they check the biggest box of them all is if somebody is rocking a cool cat, do I know it's them without looking at their name? And the answer is always yes.
Yep. For the most part, I can recognize all the cool cats right away.
Yep. When Maz was
I noticed when Klon changes his cool cat, I'm like, that's weird. It felt weird.
Yeah. Got a couple people, wearing them in AlphaMint too, and it's one of those profile pictures. They always keep them as their profile picture, and you always know it's them talking.
Whereas mutants, I cannot tell one mutant apart.
Oh, really? I disagree, but I get it.
These things got to be. Ooh, I like that dictator cat. Look at the dictator cat down there.
Oh, that is a good one. Oh, these are a high. I clicked on most favorited. Okay. I was like, that's not on the floor, is it?
Ah. Like that. Oh, 30,000 ETH, they're asking?
No, highest offer is 30,000.
Oh, DAI.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's 10 ETH-ish, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. What are you guys saying in the chat here?
That's a cat I could command a room with.
the Catmander.
Mm-hmm.
Master and Catmander.
Catamander.
Puma, Drake Bell. Fuck, Putin should get this one. Staying away from that one, my dude.
Yeah, Puma and Drake Bell are bearish to me. Ooh, wow, I never seen that 101.
This one?
Yeah.
That's a good looking one. I like it.
I mean, the
highest...
Wang one is pretty fucking good too. Let's see. Let's see.
320 ETH for the zombie cat, highest sale ever.
I wonder who has that the Chinese luck cat down there. That I've never seen that one in the wild. Never seen the gorilla suit.
Yep.
I'll tell you, the ones with the wrapping on their head, man. Who decided on that trait?
What, like this one?
No, the bandages. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind them.
There, of course, is good old Psyduck, and is that Farouk's next to it? I know there's a lot of. No, I don't think that is Farouk's.
No, he has those glasses, but I don't think that's Farouk.
No, he has the hair. He has the hair.
Oh, right. Sorry, yeah. I've never seen the Bob Ross one. I've never actually spent the time to like really like look at these. I've just always been priced out of them. The windows. See, you know what? The TVs look cool, but I mean, they take away from like the cool catness. I guess they have the ears on there.
Yeah, I mean, they're very recognizable too, as a cool cat. Right?
Yeah, this style. Yeah, this is a good one. Like this guy. Cool. So what do you got going on today? It's Friday. Just vibing out. You doing some? You're doing a spaces after the show.
Yes. Morning squeeze.
Morning squeeze.
We do lemon stuff.
Lemon tings.
Lemon stuff. Yes.
Nice. Guys, I actually should mention to you, now that we're all here and enjoying ourselves, next week is going to be a little bit of a lighter week for us. We're going to have a couple of days, I think, at this point that we're not going to be live. I'll post an announcement so you guys know when we're doing it, but I can assure you, Monday, unfortunately, I have to be out of my apartment for the entire day. So won't be doing a AM show. First day that we haven't gone live on a weekday. And I guess 90 episodes. So look at us go. We almost made it to 100.
Boom, boom.
What are your projects you guys looking at? We could wrap this show up a little bit early if we're just kind of waiting for the weekend to start. What am I going to do with myself? I don't know, man. You'll be all right. We're not going anywhere. We'll be back. Nothing permanent. Nothing serious. It's the first time in 3 months that life is IRL is getting in the way of it. Oh, I forgot to bring up this project. I don't know how many people are going to be interested in it, but the ticket is dropping today. It's 2.1 ETH mint on the pre-sale. Nothing. I mean, like I don't think a bunch of people are going to clamor for it. But after seeing like what happened with the quantum key and the cook that was, it might be something to watch out for, especially if you have a lot of liquidity and you want to do a gamble. But this is like a ticket marketplace type thing. They're OG holders. Apparently, they've negotiated a box in the Crypto.com Center, formerly Staples Center, and I think the LA Rams Stadium as well. And so that's going to be exclusive to holders. They've got a bunch of stuff lined up. Trading, getting first rights at buying tickets at some of these 7 cities they've got going on: New York, LA, Las Vegas, San Francisco. I wish this thing would scroll faster. London and Miami and Chicago. There we go. 2.1 ETH. It's not cheap. Definitely just one of those status plays. But they're developing this NFT style marketplace for tickets, so might be something to keep an eye out for in the future as they develop and grow their ecosystem. I think tickets are one of the big obvious plays in NFTs as to where it can go in the future. Whether or not we're fully ready for that remains to be seen, but it's all about the access, and this is doing something. So check it out, the ticket with a 3 instead of the E on ticket.com. Have you seen this free market?
No.
Looks
fabulous.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'd like to go to the Lakers game in a box, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that anytime soon because I'm not on the allow list for this. But
I can get you into a box at Crypto.com arena.
What? When are we going to LA? I know you're going. Are you still going to LA?
Yeah.
Nice.
La La Land.
Never been. New York and Chicago are on my list first.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, y'all.
Jade.
NYC is absolutely on my list of things that I will be doing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Will South by Southwest move any of these NFTs?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some stuff will go down. All right, free market. Anything else you want to go over before we wrap this up?
No. Wrap it up.
Yeah, you were almost early on the trigger there. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today, Friday. As I said, we will not be going live on Monday, but we will we'll post some announcement for you so that you know when the next time we will be on. This is of course recorded in its entirety for YouTube and Spotify, so go check it out if you missed anything. We talked a little bit about eBay and Stripe getting into the game. ETH 2.0 has kind of hit a huge milestone with 10 million ETH locked up. Bored Apes and Larva Labs and Meebits, all kinds of rumors going down. Nobody knows what's going on. All I know is that people do not like KYC, and I get it. Dippies went on a run. Dower Darcel's going on a run. I Like You, You're Weird. Super Ordinary Villains and Drug Receipts is going to be revealed today, so I'll keep an eye out for that and see if anything interesting happens. All good stuff. It's going to be a good weekend. I think it feels like maybe something could happen. I don't know. It feels like it's time, but I'm very excited for it. I appreciate you all, free market. I appreciate you too. Do the thing.
Good luck at the tables, D-Gen.